Breaking news! An epic opening for Epic, Disney heads for the desert, and Pixar gets pickled. All this and more in this month's News Roundup. Hey, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Fun. You know you love them. It's our News Roundup episodes, Nathan's favorite time of the month. You know, it's his cycle every month. It comes time for him to do the news, and he puts together this epic list of events, and then he shares it with me. He tells me it's that time of the month to do the news, and it's that time of the month to do the news. And so Nathan is on location for his time of the month. Where are you, Nathan?
Hello, Daniel. Yes, I am on location.
I see that you're celebrating your time of the month. What's going on
over
there?
Actually, I'm not. I believe I am on location today for the funeral of our dear Mama Melrose.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the Pope.
Dan.
Is this royalty free?
Mama. They took Mama.
Is this royalty free music?
Yeah.
Okay.
They took Mama. Dan.
Are you?
Dan.
They took Mama.
She was there, and then they took Mama.
That was a beautiful scene. I really appreciate it. I felt like I was watching The Sopranos.
For your consideration.
That was wild.
I felt like I was family.
Yeah. Lem, we didn't introduce you yet. You can't.
Shut up, Lem.
Yeah, Lem. Come on. What is this? The Fast and Furious series?
You can't talk during my news cycle.
Suddenly, like, you got to start talking about family, Lem? You got to start talking about family? All right?
Never again.
Nathan's trying to do a bit. Let
this
man do his bit.
You know what? I once had a background with an actual casket in it, and I thought, there might be a body in that casket, and I think that's some haunting I'm going to get if I do that.
Yeah. You've rolled the dice a couple times on this podcast, and that would
I
always
one. Baby, luck be a lady tonight.
There's been some fun stuff left on the cutting room floor of this podcast, and it wasn't Dan, so that's
just
why.
A fun gambler.
Because usually it's me. Usually it's me.
It's a valid point. Valid point. But yes, we'll talk more about the death of poor Mama coming up. But we have lots.
We have a guest who've already freaking talked. Jeez, God, we can't keep anything straight around here. Good Lord. Mm-mm. You knew him for his love of magic bands and trash cans, and now, like a single woman in her 30s, he's living, he's laughing, he's Lem.
Is he living?
Live, laugh, Lem, guys. Welcome.
I'm living and I'm laughing.
I'm just saying that I just go to Home Goods a lot, and I see wall hangings that could also be used for your YouTube channel if you just did a little bit of repainting. There's lots of live, laugh, love stuff out there, and I'm just saying, with a Cricut, get some vinyl cutting or something in there. You know, you could repurpose.
I need to
start a small business. Live, laugh, Lem.
White barn door needs a little stencil.
Yeah. Oh, Lem, you're the white barn door of theme park streamers, and you've got beautifully stenciled "Live, Laugh, Lem" across your forehead.
Lem, when are you gonna get that? When are you gonna get that Joanna Gaines partnership collab going on?
Yeah. When are we gonna see your stuff in Target? No, I'm just giving you a hard time, man. I actually love "Live, Laugh, Lem." It's kind of hilarious. It's perfect. It's
great.
Alliteration. I'm living, so I'm jealous. It's kind of great. I also loved magic bands and trash cans, though. Like nothing. Like that sounds like a grunge band. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like I'm about to go. It sounds like a production number from Broadway's Stomp. You know, magic bands and trash cans.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great name for a long time.
It was a great name, but you changed it.
People loved it.
You changed it just in time. People are going to think about this historic moment that you changed your name the same year Epic opened. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to look back at this year, and they're going to look at two huge events. Epic opening and Lem changing his channel name. But let's not bury the lead, Lem. You were at Epic's opening. 2-day opening?
Yeah, I was actually there last night. I left Epic at around 11 p.m. last night. It was one of the most insane nights of my life.
What was the experience like? When did you get there? I want to know the amount of time you spent on your feet, because that's always fascinating to me about vloggers. We never talk about it. But what time did you get there for an 11 p.m. checkout?
So I got in around 6 p.m. So it was actually a shorter evening.
Your stoppers must have been happy.
But, yeah.
Those dogs were just growling, not barking. You know?
So yeah, we got in around 6 p.m. and had the free reign of the park. The whole park was open to us. Food and drinks everywhere. Everything was complimentary. You know how Disney has like trash cans every 12 feet? Epic was like, let's do that for buffets and bars and charcuterie boards.
Ooh.
Literally everywhere.
Now, were you hosted or were you invited? Did you buy a ticket? What happened?
I was actually hosted by my partners at Discover the Magic Vacation. So I was there as a partner with them as a You Preferred agency.
Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but like your tourist, your travel agents and like those groups, Disney and Universal want to give them the experiences so that they can essentially roll back and then sell them to their customers. And so there are lots of partnerships that happen there, and that's cool. That's amazing. I didn't know you were partnered up. I gotta get me a travel agent.
Yeah, where's our travel agent?
What's going on? I need a travel agent. What's going on?
I need those ins.
So I saw that I saw that in Dark Universe they had like a steakhouse, like Tomahawk Steakhouse and like mashed potato bar or something. What else was going on? Tell me about the buffets. That's what. Let's not talk about the rides. Everyone knows. Let's talk about the buffets.
We're definitely gonna be talking about
rides. Yeah. And the rides were available and you could ride them, but we felt the same way. The rides were going to be open, but this unlimited buffet in every single land wasn't. Yeah. So that was our main focus. And they had honestly, it was like a bonfire grill in front of the Frankenstein Manor, just throwing tomahawk steaks on it. And then
it's almost insane that that's just not permanent. Like seeing it there is like, that's so cool. Like there's that corner there that's not used at all, right in front of the castle. Like this huge open plaza. Baby, we need meat on a stick, open flame ASAP. That was such a cool vibe. What other stuff did they have in the other lands?
Yeah, so in Ministry of Magic, the entire middle street was a charcuterie board with pate, meats, cheeses, bries. It was basically the entire middle street. Toadstool Cafe in Super Nintendo World had like 3 buffets in it featuring all the foods. Also, all of the restaurants were open and serving food just out there, just willy-nilly. It was crazy. And
like an Orlando Informer event.
Yeah, basically. But with much like higher level production and everything.
Well, they only let them do so much with Orlando. They keep them in a warehouse and they don't let them out. You know, it's like you can bring Churro out in the warehouse, but that's it. You can't let them like roam around.
Lem was, even though you weren't riding rides, was Harry Potter operating?
Yes, Harry Potter was operating, and it was a 90-minute wait.
Okay.
Yeah, which I was like,
it's been pretty consistently running by the time the park opens. And it's so silly, and I think if I understand correctly, it's about feet placement on the bottom of the ride vehicles is what causes it to go down. So, so because there's sensors on the floor of the ride that keep an awareness of everyone's feet. And so you have to keep your feet locked to maintained on the floor. And if anyone raises their feet, that causes like an e-stop. So they've been calibrating it, so I'm sure it's gotten better. But
and even then, like when the last time I rode it, one of the instructions was do not cross your legs because it will trip that sensor.
Oh wow!
Having your legs crossed instead of having them firmly planted. So there's a lot of safety sensors in there. It's a very complex vehicle. Like it's unlike any other vehicle we've seen before. I mean, imagine Forbidden Journey, but for an entire Tower of Terror car.
Yeah.
All moving together.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. They say that they're not allowed to say Tower of Terror. Like I talked to, off the record, I'm talking about it now, but like, to say that they say to them, do not compare this to a Tower of Terror or you have to use very specific verbiage. Yeah. They don't want, because it's not that. It's not.
No.
So
not at all.
Epic Universe opened up over 2 days. And they had celebrations at each individual portal that led people into the land to then celebrate the land's opening. And what was interesting to me, and we met a character that we will probably never see again, And in as we're kicking off Epic Month, next episode was going to be with Alicia, where we talk at length about Celestial Park. And so she's going to talk to us a little bit about the Celestians that were cut. So I won't go into it now, but to say that there were more Celestians, and we finally saw one in the opening ceremonies of each portal. A Celestian came out and kind of like unlocked each portal with all of their characters. And those were pretty amazing to like witness happen. And I guess they echoed them all today for each of the portals, but without the Celestial, without any of the talking points. They just did like the opening ceremonies of the bits, you know.
Now,
so,
Dan, are these Celestials also made of adamantium?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I'm just saying.
Leave it to Universal to have Marvel characters in their lands. Like no matter what they do, they got to have Marvel characters in the park. No, they're and again, we'll beat our heads against the wall with Alicia later about the insane lore of Celestial Park. But we saw a Celestian, all right?
Yeah, and
that was
last
cool.
night they actually had Celestials everywhere. So the entire Celestial Park was full of Celestials that would greet you and welcome you to the land. And
Celestials
as we walked out, they were saying, "Hey, like, thank you for joining us and like your journey." So there were Celestials.
Okay. Let's time out there. Let's time out because Alicia was there like early when there were Celestial characters. Are we talking like ride attendant level? Like everyone's kind of like in a vibey similar, like you go to Frankenstein's, you go to Monsters Unchained, they all look like characters, all the ride attendants. They're wearing the suits, they've got the goggles, they're kicking butt. Is it that kind of vibe where it was like a horde of people dressed like kind of like hosts, or did they have, were they telling members? Stories?
Were these actors? Yeah.
Were they like, did they have puppets and, you know, ribbon dancing?
They were definitely more like hosts, and they would dance around and they would interact with guests. They were definitely more entertainment side, but they did not have like, well, they had full regalia and makeup and everything, but they weren't. I wouldn't say they're like the statues, like the statue people that we still do have. Like we do have the statue people in Celestial Park, and they had like bands and everything. But
well, they'd be really heavy to get out of there. I mean, they're statues.
Yeah.
Well, the statues were like a last minute replacement for all the stuff that they cut. So it's cool that they are embracing the Celestials. I hope that more Celestials come to the land. I'm doing a whole episode on my main channel where I meet all 31 epic characters in 31 minutes. And I again in there I will talk about how it's
in real time.
There's not more.
The
episode's 31 minutes long, and I'll have met 31 characters by the end of it. Wow. So
okay, I mean, So you made an episode that was 31 minutes. You didn't in real time meet 31 characters in 31 minutes.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm not.
Okay, that would be insane.
As fast as he could around that park.
I was going to say, that's insanity.
I'm not a theme park vlogger, man. I'm just a normal guy, you know? So, I'm not crazy.
If you're a normal guy, we're all in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you want to say that. So we had Celestials everywhere. What I wanted to note about the portal openings is that there's a couple of weird things that happen at the portal openings that you as the public will never see again. The first was at the Harry Potter opening. Other than the Harry Potter actors, which you can see them anywhere, just go to like WonderCon or whatever. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
But
which
the demi guys,
which one?
What's
that?
The twins and Warwick Davis.
Oh, they live there. They're in the closet somewhere.
Yeah.
They come out for all that
interestingly,
stuff.
if we can find a photo of the twins, I just want to say that they look like Tom Cruise's stunt doubles at the end stage, early life and late life. Like they have two unique haircuts that look like early and late stage Tom Cruise. And like from a distance, like a blurry photo from like Orlando Informer on their Twitter or something. I was like, was that Tom Cruise? No, sorry. No, that was just Fred Phelps or whatever his name is. I don't know.
Hot take. This is hot. Hot right off the presses. The twins are for Universal what Jodie Benson is for Disney. Just there.
Sure.
You turn around and you're like, where's Jodie Benson?
There's Jodie Benson. Surprising
the job.
Cast.
Yeah.
Yep. Jodie Benson popping out of a box or whatever. Yeah. So the Demi guys was out and about for the Potter opening portal. And also for the first time ever, I saw a male American exchange student. There's 3 exchange students in the land, and there was a male as the American from Ivermony or whatever the hell the school's called, and it's the red palette one. It was really cool to see like the school outfit of of the American, because the female one was so cool. I've only ever seen the female American out, so that was
Same.
fun to see. But Demi guys, man, it was so cool to see him just like wandering around. I like no way that a Demi guys won't be wandering around private parties at Epic like in the future.
Well, he's always
like, it's such a slam dunk character. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it is part of Le Cirque Arcanu, so I don't see why they couldn't in the future. And he's free roaming all throughout Le Cirque Arcanu from the pre-show through the main show. So
right, spoilers.
It's probably the same. Oh,
I mean, he's technically always around. Like he's like the
Demi
Invisible
guys,
Man. Universal did such a good job. They were just like the Demi guys and the Invisible Man. Oh, they're here, lock, stock, and barrel all day long.
Yep.
Sometimes you see them. Sometimes
and
you
the
don't,
ghost and the ghost from Mario when you're not looking. And now we just have to find one invisible dragon, and we can get a whole a band together. It'll be amazing.
Your
so
worst
that was
video
fun.
ever. By the
Isle
way,
of Burke was
Invisible.
the coolest portal opening, I think, in my opinion, because in a way that they didn't use extra characters from other lands like monster hunters, they used in Isle of Burke, like a whole horde of Vikings came out of that portal, which was very cool to see. And then at Nintendo Land, we finally had the official confirmation of the new Donkey Kong character. He finally debuted over the past couple days in the park officially, and it's the new Donkey Kong. And then unfortunately, and the thing that's driving me crazy is at Dark Universe, the portal opening included a Victoria Frankenstein character who came out and spoke that we will never see again. Lem, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree. I kind of wish that you could meet Victoria Frankenstein and talk to her and interact with her throughout Darkmoor, but you're right. You never see Victoria Frankenstein just in Darkmoor.
No, never.
She's busy.
Yeah, like where? First off, was it just an extra costume for the animatronic that they put on her? Like, did they just have to find a woman that fit the animatronic costume? Did they make this for her? Like,
Could
she
be,
got like
could be the animatronic. We don't know.
She could have been. Yeah, she could have been Westworld.
She was Walt
cast.
in a dress. The animatronic Walt in a dress, the most advanced of all robots.
Yeah, and also I'm also glad to see that they brought her out and like really definitively said, yes, this is a person of color character, because she's very racially ambiguous in the ride because she's projection faced a lot, so she looks whitish. She's whitewashed a little bit just because of the mechanism of the animatronic, and so it was cool that they came out and finally be like, no, this is a cool black lady. Everyone deal with it. All right, everyone deal with it. Stop being weird, you horror fans, you weird wrestling fans that are also into horror and Halloween Horror Nights who can't keep it together and have the same political, nuance as Hulk Hogan. Get it together, guys.
Get it together.
She's a lady of color. She's awesome. She kicks ass.
Lem, did you meet Danny Elfman? I saw that people were getting to meet Danny
Elfman.
Yeah,
what famous people did you see, man?
I unfortunately didn't meet anyone other than food. I'm honestly
classic Lem.
Classic
Lem. I was eating tomahawk steaks.
The only celebrity that I would have stopped for and really talked to would have been Steven Spielberg. But other than that, I didn't recognize.
I don't think he was there. I just think his voice was there.
Steve wasn't there.
I have a feeling
he did the firework thing
because they had a lot of very important VIPs, like the investors, the CEO, like every major component of Epic Universe was there in their own section. They actually had different colored lanyards for them, and everyone was had different things. So I'm like, it would be kind of weird for him not to be there for this, because he was the creative liaison for it.
Yeah, my man Steve is making what, like 2% no matter what, so he's fine. He doesn't care. It's cool. The absolute craziest thing in the world is like, hey, we just opened Epic Universe and now 2% always goes to Steven Spielberg or whatever it's an insane. It's crazy. It's
the other underpart is to keep ET ride opening. Maybe
yes.
Let's see. He's like, I'll do this as long as
it's like Animal Kingdom. It's like Animal Kingdom and Disney's Wildlife Foundation, which is a nonprofit that funds the zoo at Animal Kingdom. It's this kind of like Circle of Life underwritten like accountant thing. Like Spielberg gets 2% of everything to keep ET operating. That 2% is what keeps Botanicus rising every 60 minutes.
Steven Spielberg just puts it right back in. Let me put it like this: if Spielberg was putting 2% of what he gets, if he was putting 2% of the 2% that ride would be the most advanced ride in the entire park.
You don't know how much it costs to keep Botanicus running, man. It could be a whole team of people.
It's now getting hard. It's getting hard to get ET to say names wrong, which is what we expect. The technology is so advanced, they've had to figure it out. It's still going to say it weird.
If you ever want to know the longest name for that ride, it is Wakabayashi. And ET will say Wakabayashi.
Wakabayashi.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the longest
like how
name.
Epic opened and we're talking ET.
Let's not just breeze over that weird ass fact that was just shared. What?
Yeah, why do you know that?
Yeah, and also what? Like, do we have to fact check that? Like, where'd you get this info?
I happen to have a friend that wrote it 100 times in a row. And so they went through all the names and eventually got to a point. It's like, what's the longest one? And they're like, Wakabayashi.
Let's time out here. If they wrote it 100 times, they didn't go through all the names. They went through 100. There's a lot of names. They didn't go through all the names. So did they have a pre-made list? And where? Also, they stumbled upon the name Wakabayashi.
No, it sounds like Universal told them. I think Universal got used to them being there. Is what it sounds like.
There is a pre-made list in the computer system. So, if you don't say a name that's part of that list, you're a friend.
I see. Yeah. So Wakabayashi is the longest name in the pre-made list.
Yes. So yeah.
Arigato, Mr. E.T. Roboto.
How do you spell it? That's the real question, because they got to spell it correctly for the thing to grab it right. That's the supercalifragilistic of it all. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you say it backwards? You got to get in there, because I'm decent with phonics, but Wakabayashi might have some hidden strategy in there.
Dan,
I don't know.
I think this leads to a very important question, which is, was Botanicus at the opening, Lynn? We need Botanicus. Was he in the VIP section?
Yeah, was Botanicus there? How funny would it have been if someone would have come dressed as Botanicus for the VIP area?
Just Steven Spielberg in his leather jacket from the pre-show, just his arm around Botanicus. But unfortunately, no Botanicus.
Pretty cool fireworks show, man. What was that like?
Oh my gosh, that fireworks show was insane. And I tried the live streams, both for me and Universal, and trying to record it doesn't actually capture it all because it is fully encompassing. All of the lands fired fireworks. Obviously, there's the massive firework display behind the Helios Grand Hotel. But on top of that, the fountains are lighting up. The Helios Grand, they had projections on it. Well, they had lights on it to color. And then the rest of the park has its own lighting package that all syncs together. And as part of the normal fountain show, the entire park syncs together when it comes to the lights. But yeah, the fireworks were so intense. That finale, it looks crazy. But sitting in the fountain area, you could feel the concussion blast from those fireworks. Whoa. Is how intense that was. Something I've never experienced before.
Now, I'd be showing this, but I literally had no time because it literally happened I don't know,
last night
ago. But
everyone saw it on social media.
If you seen it, the Helios has, as you mentioned, lights that spell out epic, and there's a couple things they do. I have a big question about this. Mm-hmm. So is this something they just did for the opening, or will they be utilizing those lights for other purposes? I only ask because I'm just worried I'm going to be staying at the Helios and I'm going to come out of the shower and forget that I, didn't close the door or the window, the blinds, and then all of a sudden I'm part of the show. How do you make sure that all the lights are off to even do that?
So I'm going to assume that it was just for last night. Okay. One, like you mentioned, every single blind was closed and every single light was off in the Helios Grand Hotel for this show.
A safety issue.
If I understand correctly, because I've seen a couple of people do room tours, they're all electric blinds.
Correct.
You hit a button in your room and it closes the blinds. Yeah, I would put money that there is a clause in your hotel agreement, and that at a certain point at night, all of the blinds automatically close, and there's a master switch that closes all of the electric blinds. And I would guarantee that that's what it is.
That is possible because, like you said, it is all electric. The other thing with it though is all of the drones. So basically, they shut off an entire section of Celestial Park to set up the drones ahead of time. It was
the thing spelling epic was drones. It wasn't lights on the hotel.
No, those are all drones in the sky. And they launched during the fireworks show and the fountains, and then that's what the lights are. They were all drones.
okay. That's interesting.
Speaking of drones, we can only safely assume that the Dragon drones are dead. Like, we haven't seen them, right? Like,
that was my biggest thing with last night. That was one of the things that I really wanted to see, but unfortunately, there were no Dragon drones last night.
bummer. I haven't seen them. They ran once during the last team member preview that I was at. They were running, and I haven't heard boo about them since.
The Dragon drones get to go hang out with Disney's Dragon. Victoria Frankenstein gets to go hang out with the live action Hondo Inaka we got for 2 seconds.
Right.
You know, everyone's making friends. So.
Yeah. Everyone's making friends. Everyone's happy. Everyone knows, we're about to dive deep into Epic aggressively. Is there any other thoughts you have about the opening that you want to share with us before we talk about some other theme park news?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly lived up to the name. It was the most epic opening possible. They had a huge celebrity list. Of course, they had that incredible fireworks show, but everything, the second you walked in, everything felt over the top. They had a celestial carpet for they literally rolled out a star carpet for it. Right? It was crazy. It was blue. It was this beautiful blue, and then as you entered through the portal, they had stars all over it, like both in the carpet itself as well as projecting on it. It was epic.
That's really cool. I love that.
Do you think we'll be able to get like a little swatch of that carpet in a pin in like a decade?
They rented that carpet, man.
A blue carpet? No, it's Comcast. Comcast got blue carpets.
They bought it.
They got purple carpets. They got all sorts of laying around. They're Comcast. They have more money than God.
Yeah, but they don't want to pay anyone to manage anything, so it's all subcontracted and rented. I'm telling you, man, it was rented.
That is
guarantee it was rented.
Probably.
Guarantee it was rented. Well, Lem, believe it or not, I know that you were like at the center of the universe last night, but other theme park things have happened lately, and we have to talk about some other theme park news, including a big one, which is interesting to me because I feel like Disney teased for a while ago that they were going to like debut something Epic, when Epic opened, and this came like 2 weeks early. So I wonder if like the timeline had to get pushed up or something, because I feels like this was the thing that they were going to announce to go up against the Epic news.
Prince Moneybags wanted to do it early or something, and they're like, well, you're paying, like that. So whatever.
So Disney is going to partner with the nation of Abu Dhabi to build a theme park.
It's not called the nation of Abu Dhabi.
Hey, I don't say anything right. So what is it called?
I'm sorry, I'm already forgetting. But
Yes Island. It's on Yas Island.
Yeah,
just the people of Abu Dhabi, then, not the nation. I don't know. I'm not a politician. Nor do I plan to run.
It's the capital city. It's the capital city of the United Arab Emirates.
There you go.
Oh,
the nation of Abu Dhabi.
I'll be visiting.
Well, yeah, you must.
I'll figure it out. But hey, so controversial new park. Let's do our best not to make anyone angry when we talk about it. So
we should. Let's talk about people angry.
Let's talk about what I think is so fascinating in terms of operation, because we know how Disney runs in other parts of the world, that Disney will oversee the creative development of this park, but will not pay for it to operate. That's interesting. So how is that new and different, Nathan, like compared to Tokyo, say, with Oriental Land Company?
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Disney has a stake with Tokyo. I think it's a little more. I think the Oriental Land Company is still spending a lot more than Disney is, but I don't think it is a you pay for everything bit. I think even China is in a you pay for everything. Like, I think this is maybe the first time.
Yeah, I believe even that like Oriental Land Company like puts into Disney's like R&D like yearly. Like they have, it's like very complicated relationships in terms of like developing things. And this feels like the most direct franchise sort of thing I've ever heard of. You know what I mean? It's like they wanted a McDonald's, so they just like got a McDonald's and they'll run it, but like they got to have McDonald's come in and build it. And so this is what it feels like. And boy, fascinating news. Lem, have you been to Abu Dhabi?
I've not been to Abu Dhabi. I've never dreamt to go to Abu Dhabi. It's my thing with Abu Dhabi is it's marketed as this like billionaire playground, And every aspect of going there, being there, eating there, just existing there, you need a lot of money. And that's the way it's marketed. Like whether you're flying, you gotta have first class with porcelain caviar spoons and everything. And I don't know. It's just never felt accessible.
Yeah,
right.
I think this is the new. You've seen over the last couple of years, of course. Friend of the pod, Dave Cobb was the head of kind of creative for the Warner Brothers park there, and there's been Ferrari. I mean, Warner Brothers and Ferrari World are all done by Morale, which is what this is being done by. From all extents and purposes, to get in front of the controversy, like Morale has in the past, because of, for example, Warner Brothers' desire to make sure things were legit, right? They hired third-party people to come in and observe construction and contracting, which is something Disney could do, except I think, I don't know, it would have to be something in the terms that Disney decided upon. I would assume they're going to do something like that because we also have kind of an idea that Iger was like, well, we're not doing this in Saudi Arabia. Like he was very, from reports he was very clear that wasn't going to happen. So I think that though this is still controversial, I think they're going to probably do things, because they're not the first to do it, in a way that is at least somewhat ethically sound to capitalist.
Yeah, it's not going to be like the World Cup, like Qatar, like stadium kind
of.
Oh yeah,
it's like every time we do the Olympics and then we just like kick people out of their homes and everyone's like, I don't know, it's complicated, blah, and then we don't talk about it anymore.
Right. This does feel like, and a lot of people have talked about it. Dallin has talked about it a little bit on YouTube, that there is like a sort of ethics that goes into building these things that is considered, which I know a lot of people were very, was one of the bigger things about the land being constructed there, is that, it's going to be dangerous. It's just going to be dangerous to build. And I would have thought dangerous to go to, but it's interesting. What we're hearing is that the Mural Group CEO says that Abu Dhabi Disneyland will be an indoor park.
Yeah,
I think that you were going to see that this thing is going to be way more inside than outside. I feel like it's going to be a bunch of connected malls, essentially, in a big way.
I mean, that's what they are. Warner Brothers is 100% indoor. Ferrari World, Ferrari World has a coaster, I think, that goes outside, but
SeaWorld's fully indoors as well.
Indoors. Yeah.
Which
is really cool, actually, because my favorite thing about going to theme parks is at night and being able to control lighting, and the idea of a completely indoor park where all the lighting is meticulous
does feel fun, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does seem great. Yeah, it feels like the more people go there, the more it was like, we got to make this inside. It's like,
people don't like being frying in 105-degree heat.
Well, you say
long.
That you were at Epic yesterday. So tell me, what that was like. Going to a theme park and cooking. It's wild that we're not doing more of that here. Honestly, more indoor.
We will
stuff.
be. We will be in the next 50 years.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be. We're gonna have to be. Yeah. It's what do you think about this quote from Iger that says there's not any place that is better than Abu Dhabi for the next Disney theme park? What do you think he means by that? It's like, is it just the most progressive part of the of that area? Is it the most aligned with what they're like? What does that mean?
I honestly think, you and I are both media partners for IAPA, and we've seen the development that's been happening in that region of the world.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if you think about it, strategically from a business standpoint, I think it's the last just hole on the map that hasn't been filled in that Disney isn't servicing. They have 3 parks in Asia. They have 1 in Europe. We have 2 here in the United States. It's the last.
It's Brazil.
Spot.
It's Brazil and like that the Abu Dhabi's.
And Tokyo's close enough to Australia. That continent's covered. So
yeah.
100%. Yeah. Although if we're building a park in Abu Dhabi, we can certainly build one in God's wasteland, Australia. So that's.
Here's the thing. The quote being, there is any place that is better than Abu Dhabi for the next Disney theme park. If tomorrow the state of Iowa was like, we will pay for an entire Disney theme park, Disney would, no, they wouldn't, because it would hurt their actual parks in California and Florida. But my point being, sure, of course it's the next place to put a park, because
Yeah,
a bunch
we're
of
not
oil
paying.
princes are literally paying every dime of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's duh.
Yeah, duh, absolutely, duh.
So-
And well, people are hyped because Disney shares jumped 10%.
That's
after
all.
the
That's
Abu
that's all
Dhabi
that
theme
matters,
park
baby.
announced. So, Lem, congratulations. I know you're heavily invested. I know that your portfolio is probably looking great. So I'm sure you're hyped for the Abu Dhabi news. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, Nathan, one of your co-hosts back in the day in the Rat Castle podcast,
Yeah, Saara. Yeah.
Saara is probably the best person we can talk to about this. And because she's from there. She's from there, right?
Her family is for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
She has,
So maybe
she's been multiple times. She knows the area and it's part
cool.
of her.
Better than me, better than you, and better than
Oh!
Lems. So let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to her real quick, and then come back and continue to talk about theme park news with this beautiful man named Lem. We're now in a different time and space. Look at us. I don't know how did we get here? It's like we time traveled inside the podcast, and now Saara's here. Hello, welcome.
Hello, how are you guys?
I was previously a guest on Nathan's Rat Castle, where we did a couple episodes together, and it's so great. Thank you for penetrating this podcast. It's so great of you to.
That gotta be a better verb than that.
Yeah, no,
Gotta be a better.
You penetrated the podcast. You know what I mean? You infiltrated? No, penetrate.
not infiltrated.
Because you split the podcast. You know what I mean? Anyway, we don't have to get into it.
It's a
but you're
crossover.
Yeah,
It's a crossover.
It's a crossover.
It's a crossover where one
penetration.
thing is
Oh,
where
great,
one
okay.
thing is no longer around.
We were just talking about liquids in our mouth, and now we're talking about penetration. It's
Popping
getting,
That's true.
bobas.
It's getting
Let's talk
weird.
about popping bobas off mic.
Let's clarify to the kids at home listening.
Yeah.
We were talking about popping
Children.
bobas. Hey, have you heard the news? They're building a new Disneyland.
I heard the news at 7 a.m. my time. It was the first thing I woke up to.
I probably already
What?
texted you at that point.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was absolutely insane. Like it didn't seem real. I was like, is this a joke? Like there's no way that this is actually a thing. But lo and behold, it is an actual thing. So
Lo and
Saara,
behold-
give your background and why.
Yeah, tell
why
people
would everyone
why
be
we
texting
brought you here. Yeah, why did
Why the
did
hell?
we call you?
why am I here? Well, so my name is Saara. Okay, that's how you would normally pronounce my name. I was born in Abu Dhabi. Okay, I was born there. I lived like a majority of my childhood there. A lot of my family still lives there. I kind of low-key moved there like a year and a half ago for like 2 months. So
You did sort of eat, pray, love. I remember that.
I
yeah.
did that. But it was an amazing time. And I also was able to visit Warner Brothers World, and got to see SeaWorld Abu Dhabi as well. So definitely got to do the full thing.
You lived a full life. Can I just ask what the travel was to get there? Like, what's a plane ticket?
A plane ticket from here, it depends on what you fly. If you're flying Emirates, it could cost it could range like $1,200, $1,500.
Okay, so we're talking like
16-hour
flying to
flight.
Hawaii or something. Like, we're talking like a flight to Japan. Like, it's one of those kind of flight prices.
It's one of those, yeah. It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
up
okay.
there. But there's not a lot of airlines that I think
I'm
do
just
the
saying, you're
full,
paying a
like-
rent payment for like round trip tickets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You're
for sure,
paying
for sure.
you're paying that, and the dollar goes. I think for AD, it's like 1 to 3. So it's not as cheap as people would think it is. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what is life like there? Because it's so interesting. Our guest on this episode, Lem, he just kind of made the comparison. It's like, well, Abu Dhabi is pitched as this place of like luxury, high-priced goods, high-priced things, high-priced meals, high-priced experiences. And so like, is that like, and
Well, it's
like,
pitched
honestly,
like that.
as an American, that's kind of like what I would assume. Yeah. It's like luxury town. We're building an island. We made this island, didn't we? This is all like, luxury. But
Yeah.
is it that? Like what like can I go to McDonald's? Is there like a biggie bag at a Wendy's in Abu Dhabi? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, like it's Abu Dhabi is not like, it is not all that. It's like as if someone was like, oh, like this is Orange County. Like when people think Orange County, they're like, oh, it's so expensive. The homes are like so crazy. Like
I
Real
see.
Housewives of Orange County. No, there's places where normal people live and can have normal lives.
Yeah.
And it is a lot more residential than people think it is. It is not this place that is like filled with like luxury and buildings that are made of gold and like you have things falling out of this. Like, no, it's not like that. It is very much
okay.
so a normal place like any other place in the world. Dubai, I think, is a
Gotcha.
different story, but that's, about an hour and 40 minutes away. So
Gotcha. Okay, so Dubai is where that like luxury does like hyper luxury exists.
absolutely, yeah,
Like that one Mission Impossible movie told me the truth, is what you're saying.
yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, he ran through the airport in Abu Dhabi in the last one, not the one that's currently in theaters, but the last one before that.
Whoa, the whole one where he where everything was like messed with, and the bomb was in the thing.
Yeah.
That was the Abu Dhabi
crazy.
airport.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch that, baby. I got to
yeah.
get to the theaters and see that. I didn't even realize. What am I even doing here? I gotta
good.
go. I gotta
You're good.
go.
Don't
I
worry
gotta
about
go.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh my god.
That's my review.
Okay, so the tourism. If I love the comparison. If it's like Orange County.
Yeah.
There's the hills with the mansions, and then there are the suburbs.
Yeah.
And,
And conservative.
people live normal lives.
And conservatives.
And conservative, right?
They're there. They're everywhere.
But what is like tourism like there? You went to Warner Brothers, and I don't think people realize that like it's more than Vegas hot. Like it like everything is inside.
Yes.
And can you like tell us what like being a tourist there is like?
Being a tourist there, it's very much so like any other place that you would be a tourist at. You just have to, make sure that you are trying to get accustomed to the heat. Like it is, I think on a normal day can get up to like 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, and Vegas is like pushing usually like 104, like 105. Like what is living in 110-degree heat like?
It is disgusting. Like it is probably the worst thing in the world. Like it is humid, it's hot, it is not like as dry as people think it is.
Humid 110?
It's humid.
Oh,
like you
no.
walk outside
Oh,
and like a wall of humidity hits you, and if you blow dried your hair, you're
I thought
like,
this was a
screwed.
desert. I was to understand that this was a desert area. No?
It's in the Gulf as well, so like the water is right there.
Jeez.
Like
Crap.
yeah.
I thought it was going to be that dry Vegas heat. No,
I mean,
it's
Dan,
humid hot heat.
there has got to be a reason that a bunch of princes have unlimited money and can spend unlimited money. And if it was a paradise, we'd already have all been there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
like
Yeah.
that's the
Sure.
kicker,
That's
right?
why they got to
Is
spend
like-
all that money to get people to come there. Like it is not just like this place that has like all of this amazing like tropical like weather and like it just it's it's horrific sometimes. And
Right.
when it comes to like
So
Warner
it's like
Brothers,
Dune is what you're saying. It's like you can only spend a
Wasn't
few
it filmed
hours
there?
outside. Was it filmed
Probably.
there?
I think some of the scenes
And everyone
were,
has to go into their underground stone temples to like survive
Yeah.
throughout the full day, and you can only come out at night.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, the spice must flow, you know.
Let the spice flow. It's true.
There's a great nightlife because of all this heat. Like everything is open pretty late. Like there's a lot of people that are out.
Oh,
because
actually, I am here for that. And what's the temperature like in the middle of the night?
it can get like a good, I want to say 80. Maybe 70.
Oh, a
if it
nice
gets
calm
low.
80.
And that's nice over there.
By the way,
Yeah.
both
yeah.
Dune
I could work
films.
third shift in Abu Dhabi. I'm realizing I could get into that life.
Yeah.
I could reverse vampire, and I could do it. I think I could
So-
do it. I
so
think
both-
that's not reverse vampire. That is vampire.
That is
I could
vampire.
vampire.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
You could vampire in Abu Dhabi.
Right. But I could be by reverse. I'm a
But it'd be
daywalker.
kinda
Is what I'm
hard 'cause
saying.
the
I could
sun-
daywalk, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of sun. Like if you get
Yeah.
any, like so, both Dune films used Abu Dhabi's empty quarter to depict the planet of Arrakis. So I don't know where the
okay,
empty
interesting.
quarter is, but yes.
I would assume the large
Just-
deserted area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
With
a lot
sweeping
harder.
mountains and such.
You know how New Zealand does like Hobbiton? They could do that in Abu Dhabi for Dune, but it would just be a sand dune.
Just be dunes. Yeah.
Yeah, Dune was inspired by like Islamic culture and
Totally,
Middle Eastern
100%.
culture, so they totally
very
could
much
do
was.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Dune. Well, I don't want to get into it, but Dune was the origin of Dune. All has to do with fluid sand dynamics in like upper northwestern Washington state. On the coastal highway, they were having a really hard time controlling the sand overflow on a street, and so they stopped treating sand like a solid and started treating it like a liquid. And civil engineering like reinvented the whole idea of managing sand in like the 60s. And he read like an NPR article about it, and it like got his wheels turning about like, oh, sand is the future. And so he like and what's wild is that like people from Abu Dhabi came to like Washington State to learn from the American civil engineers that like reinvented the way to handle sand like domestically. It was wild. It's wild.
That's amazing.
Wild stuff. Yeah. So I have okay. enough about Dune. Let's get back to Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Because the thing I love the most about the internet is that it loves to put words in the mouths of people who actually have the information. Yeah. So can you tell me what the real word is about this park, and what Disney fans are getting wrong and don't understand, don't see, and are just projecting their own business on? What are we getting wrong?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that people are getting wrong is how much Disney's going to be involved financially. They're not putting any money into this park. So when people were saying, there's going to be $60 billion that's all going to be allocated to Disney Abu Dhabi, we should have absolutely had that money go into the domestic lands or the domestic parks, and we should have. It just felt like there was a lot of misinformation in what was actually going to be happening in the next couple of years. Another thing I felt like was an issue was the fact that people felt like there was going to be a problem with the culture, intermixing with Western culture as well. So that was a very big issue that I was seeing online, where they were struggling in terms of saying, I don't think I can visit this park. I'm going to be arrested, or that there was going to be a clash in terms of Western culture and Arab Middle Eastern culture as well.
And what's the reality there? What's the reality?
The reality is people can go there. People have lived there. And I think it would be very disingenuous for me to say that there isn't a strict government. It is still a monarchy. It is still a place with very strict laws that can change in a day if someone feels like changing them. Absolutely. That would be disingenuous for me to say that it is 100% going to be safe all the time. But it is still a space where for the past decade plus, there have been people that have been living there, part of the LGBT community. There have been people that have had massive lives and been able to really just stay there. It is very much so normal. I guess the way that I've been seeing it is y'all go to Florida. Florida is the exact same. You can't be gay and safe there either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Rod is a little wild. Rod's wild now. He went to Epic, by the way. So he's still.
Did he really?
He was there for opening day, from what I heard. Him and his whole entourage. So that's interesting. That's an interesting point that I don't think that I'm also a little conflicted with. Is just that there are, Florida. Florida's a great example of you guys go to Florida, you roll the dice. So I get that. But there is that big cultural disparity in terms of what Americans actually understand about the space versus what life is like. And is there a lot of Western culture there?
Absolutely. There's tons of Western culture. Emiratis only make up 10% of the population. The rest of the country is expats. There are so many people that have come in and been able to influence the way that things are ran. There are so many people that are genuinely just there that are spreading Western culture, right. and they're living perfectly fine and harmoniously. That has never been a problem. I do feel when it comes to the Middle East, a lot of people can't even really point to me on the map where certain things are, and so it's if you can't point on the map, if you don't understand what is actually happening on the ground in those spaces, then I feel it is very frustrating to be spreading disinformation when you don't really know what's going on.
Right.
Right.
Right. And we live in a news cycle of assumptions,
Yes.
It's just let's read a news headline and let's just keep on assuming and let's keep on moving, honestly, what are your legitimate concerns as someone who is from there, has lived there, knows the people, has spent what would be your concerns if you heard Disney's building a park in Abu Dhabi?
My concern is the labor. That's the biggest thing for me. I think that it is going to be an issue when we start asking who's going to be physically building these parts, because it is a well-known fact, I guess, that Dubai was built by indentured servants, essentially. There are a lot of expats that come from the Southeast, that come from Africa, that are paid dirt. It is pretty disgusting, and it is horrific. And the hours are long. They're working 12, 14 hours in the heat in the desert. They're not going to be experiencing the same park that you're going to be experiencing when you come in and it's fully air conditioned. They're out there in that 110, 120. So I definitely think that is my biggest concern. I think that when it comes to having the cultural differences, I don't see that really being a problem whatsoever.
When you're in Abu Dhabi and you're visiting Warner Brothers and you have friends who've gone and have family that have lived there as they've built it. When they were building that, was it nearly as controversial as, say, like when they were building the World Cup stadium in Qatar? I know there's lots of like steps that were taken to make sure that like there was ethical labor, that there were third party like people there all the time, like keeping an eye on conditions. Like, is that the vibe there, that like people are worried about who's going to be building the park, even people living there?
I don't think that that's really something that's talked about, unfortunately. So I don't think that there's a concern when
It's
you're
normalized.
there, because it is very much so normalized. Like there is a split in terms of, there's a massive wealth disparity in the country. You can see it. It is very much so there. Every single family has someone a nanny that's working for them that does not have her passport so that she could leave. You get what I mean? There are places where you can see that the entire group of people that are working in it are South Asian. So it has definitely become normalized where you have these people that are essentially cheap labor. So that's not a concern, I would say, domestically.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Something I think I mentioned on our previous conversation with Lem, but I think it's worth mentioning, is there's rumor that Iger nixed Saudi Arabia like as an opportunity, and of course Saudi Arabia, Live Golf and all that stuff has been like, they are basically trying to do what Abu Dhabi's been trying to do as well, and just the whole UAE. So I guess my question, the thing that I think this dissonance that I see from Americans is, I don't think that they fully understand the difference between Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Can you just give like a one sentence, one paragraph, like, look, as someone who's lived there and was born there, there's difference. Like, can you explain the difference between those two places to people that, you know, I feel they are, I would say, culturally aligned in some aspects, but not necessarily in the same way that Indiana and Kentucky are, you know, or whatever. Like, doesn't mean they're exactly the same.
For sure. I would say that women were allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia in the 2010s. Women in Abu Dhabi and Dubai have been doing that. So that's a good way, I think, to show the difference.
I see.
Yeah.
And is just out of curiosity though, because you mentioned that like only 10% of the people living there are like nationals versus like Saudi Arabia, is that different? Is it all like 90%? Like, is it, or like how is the population? How is it?
Yeah, for sure. Much of the Gulf states do have that like difference where it's a lot more expats than it is like actual natives that live in those countries.
Right.
Oh,
So because it's a place where a lot of people end up going from Africa, from Southeast or Southeast Asia, it is the place where there's so much economic progress that you're going to be getting a ton of people that are wanting to find work so that they are able to send money back home. So it's a flood of those people that end up going there.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Can I ask, I think one of the questions that gets kind of pushed around on this area, and I think what people are concerned with, something that I tried to state, I think in a Blue Sky post, was there is a concern, this dissonance kind of stems from people thinking, okay, if we have a Disney park, and I think it's weird because Warner Brothers has done this and SeaWorld has done this, and everyone's like, well, they're shady, whatever. You know, not that they are, but like people, Disney's like this, oh, Disney, oh.
Yeah.
The thing about it is people sort of say like, either the soft power of the Disney Western influence will be good for the country, or the country's money is only going to exacerbate our own corruption issues that we are dealing with in our country, and we're not exactly going uphill right now on ethics. So, what do you think? Do you think that having more westernized American theme parks in Abu Dhabi is good for Abu Dhabi's culture, not from an economic standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, or do you think that this sort of thing where money is changing hands, kind of a la, even though Saudi Arabia is different, a la Live Golf, this sort of like, hey, we're all making money now. Is it a little bit of each? What is it? What do you think?
I think that's a really good question. I don't think the Middle East or Abu Dhabi need Western influences to progress forward. They've been doing that. America's largest export is its media, is the things that it like is pushing out into the world.
Right.
through that soft power. So I do feel like when it comes to people thinking that the Middle East is like this place that's barbaric or savage or like so far behind, it's really not. You have a space that was colonized for you have Africa that was colonized for centuries. You have the Middle East that's been colonized for a little over a century, and you're having these populations that are starting to catch up to be able to progress. They're not going to be at where the West is, but they're getting there. They're slowly getting there. And I think countries like the UAE, when you are having a lot more expats coming in, and also younger generations of those people growing, getting older and being exposed to more things and having that idea of like, no, things are changing. That's already happening. And I don't think it needs like a theme park to come in to really make much of a difference. I promise you people are not, it's not the same. The relationship that we have to theme parks in the US and the relationship that we have to Disney is not the same over there. And we saw it with like China.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a great connection.
Really good point. Yeah, it's so interesting how we want to see everything through the lens of like, we're the only, like, or we are the primary culture, or I don't know. It's just like the world operates so differently everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, we all think that it needs to operate like we operate. And, you know,
but
it's not like we're operating great. It's not like we're writing the textbook on this. So I don't know who's looking to us.
I think it's really concerning when you have a terrorist group literally saying the U.S. doesn't even allow abortion. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's just, we're not progressing forward. We're getting worse and worse and worse. And to say that, like, we are the pinnacle and the example and everyone needs to follow in America's footsteps, no, because America's footsteps are leading us to where we're at. Yeah. And I feel like the future is going to be the global south. And for Disney to be putting that theme park there, which is like literally a 2-hour flight from so many different places in the world, I think that that's just the smartest thing to do. So, yeah.
There you go. There you have it. Officially approved.
Yes. I just need
two roaring thumbs up. All right, great.
Girl wants a Disney park in her hometown. I get it.
But I'm just saying, it's not even just that. I think like the thing that disappointed me the most over the last few weeks when we were talking about Abu Dhabi and Disney is that people the Islamophobia and the Orientalism is crazy. Like, I just think it is so disappointing to see how quickly the Disney community can just churn. Like, you're claiming to be progressive and you're claiming to say that you want equality, but you're so quick to take that one group and marginalize them because you think that the government ends up like representing that entire population and group of people. It's not. There are so many people that live there. There are so many people that live in the global south, that live in the Middle East, that live in Africa, India, like all of these other places that want to enjoy the same experiences that you're enjoying, and to immediately just characterize them as terrorists or barbaric or any of these things that I've seen on the internet. It's just extremely disappointing. So.
Well, there you go. Stop saying barbaric things, guys. Come on.
Stop.
Yeah. Get it together.
Yeah, but also it's I think there's a balance, right? Which is Disney has the power to sort of, like Warner Brothers before it, and it has Merrill knows what they're doing when it comes to this stuff, being like, hey, you can't, about things like labor practices. I think once this thing is built, that's kind of where the concern seems to end. Like, it seems good for the people of Abu Dhabi. It seems fairly okay for tourism because they really would like that in the middle of their 105-degree weather. Yeah. Like, that's what they need.
It'll be inside. It'll be okay.
It will be inside. It will be inside.
But the reactionists will react. And
you say. Yes.
Like, it's just, and that's just where some people live. And, there's just no, like, pleasing those people, I guess. No. And it seems like the kind of fans they attract are the people who think wrestling's real, and so I guess that evens itself out. I guess.
Oh,
so it's fine.
Yeah,
Dan's
fine.
Dan's on a kayfabe right now. He's really going for it.
All right. Well, I guess I guess we got the official word. Like when everyone keeps asking me, what do you think about Abu Dhabi? And I was like, I don't even know.
I
don't even know what it looks like. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't point it to you on a map without Google Maps telling me where it was. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that kind of thing that you said earlier. It's just like, what do you mean? What is my, I don't know. Will I ever go? Probably not. Like it's just like, I don't know. I'll watch the YouTube POVs of like Attractions 360 going or LMG vids or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that they'll smash and I'll have a good time. But it doesn't affect me at all, and it doesn't affect any of you. That's the biggest thing. It's just like it affects none of us.
It really doesn't.
It affects none of us.
I think
none of us.
It's really frustrating to me that I'm having to defend the UAE because they are literally taking a really big part in displacing like 10 million Sudanese people. So this is a very nuanced conversation. The only reason that I really wanted to talk about it was because of the heightened Islamophobia and Orientalism that I saw on the internet. Yeah. The UAE as a government sucks. The people are amazing. The cities are fantastic. And I would just hope that people take this opportunity to really just read a bit more, look it up a bit more, understand. This is an opportunity to learn about another place in the world. And I know geography is like America's like worst subject, but like you need to understand that there is life outside of the US. Isolationism is not going to get you anywhere, and the world is becoming more globalized than you think it is.
Watch some vloggers, guys. Watch some travel vloggers.
Or read
There's
a book.
plenty of them that go to UAE. Yeah, well, no one knows how to read anymore.
They don't really. The
you
literacy
you
rate
don't
is
know how to
kinda
read a
scary.
book.
I don't know if you've heard.
No.
D23 just sent me a book. They sent me a tome as my yearly gift. I'm not reading this. I'm not reading this. I don't know what you want me to do with this. It's the heaviest box I've ever received in my life. It's a coffee table book.
What a
It's
waste
huge.
of paper.
1,000 pages.
What is it?
Wow.
No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. It's like a phone book. It's so damn big. All right. Anyway, back to Lem and his hotel room, hiding
Bye, Saara.
hiding behind his curtain from the hordes of the public, trying to look at him.
The whores of the public.
Not the whores of the public. Jesus, Joseph and Mary. I'm talking the hordes of the public, because his hotel room faced the park. You know how at Epic you can raw dog the guests of Epic
Not
Universe
raw dog and
man, you
poison.
coming out, you can penetrate people's vacations with your nudity if you want, from the beautiful bedroom. Are there rooms on the other side of the hotel? I don't even know. I don't care.
From the back, putting it from the back. Yeah, they are.
No.
That's not, okay, we're done.
Yeah, you can really tell. You want to know if your mom and dad think you're a good kid or not is which side of the hotel they book a room, because it's like, he doesn't need to see the theme park. He'll be fine. We're going. He doesn't need to see it. Versus, oh my God, he's the best kid in the world. I want to give him everything. Let him see the park. Let him see the fountain all night long. How much does your dad love you? That's the real question. Find out on your next trip to Epic Universe.
I knew Dan couldn't end episodes. I've learned he can't end segments either.
Oh my goodness.
This segment is over. Come back, please, on another episode.
I will. Bye.
Well, as Nathan so beautifully eulogied at the beginning of the episode, the first news story we have, oh God, I hope it's royalty-free. I hope it's royalty-free music. The death of Mama Melrose at Hollywood Studios.
Mama!
Lem, have you eaten there?
No.
Yeah, me either.
I've grown up here my whole life, never been to Mama
Nathan,
Melrose.
have you eaten there?
Yeah, I ate there once.
Okay.
It was
there you go.
it was my last trip. I think it was my last trip to Hollywood Studios before I moved.
I'd rather go to Carrabba's down the road and pay 20% less, because it's the
It's
same.
good. It's
not like I'm getting
fine.
anything groundbreaking. That's what I'm just saying.
Are you
It's
even
like I'd just
family when
rather
you go there? Like,
no.
Ooh, this is a
stop
great
it. That's
question.
Olive Garden, you dumbass. You can't be. You got to stop.
Look, I always loved the breakout wall.
I love that Lem. I love the idea of Lem going into any Italian restaurant, be like, "Am I family here?
My family here?"
When you're here with your family, right? Is that what this place is?
He does that in auto body shops as well as Italian restaurants.
Yeah,
Are we
Lem has
family?
face blindness to all Italians, and he just wanders from one restaurante to the next in search of his family. I've never even seen what it looks like inside. Is that what it looks like, Carrabba's?
Let me give you a tour. So this is, of course, it's cool because it's like they broke out the wall because they needed more space. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a mix of that.
It was like Book of Beppo.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100% we got to book a DeBeppo going
Well,
on here.
we should have seen the warning signs, guys. Book of Beppo went out of business 15 years ago.
Well, I got bad news.
We should have seen this was coming.
I got some real bad news, though, because the moment he heard that Mama Melrose passed away and was over, George Wendt also left God's earth.
He died. Is that a picture in the place?
That's in the place. Yeah, that's George Wendt.
Wow, they killed them both the same
Norm
day.
himself.
Wow.
He had to go. He had to go follow.
You need to go find Mama in heaven.
Mama.
All right. I'm already exhausted. What's happening at Walt Disney Studios, Nathan?
Walt Disney Studios has recently done this thing where they said, "Hey, you know how our park sucks?
We're redoing it.
What if we make it so our park doesn't suck
Stella's
so much?"
gotten her groove back to Hollywood Movie Park.
Yeah, and so this is some footage that we are showing currently from DLP Welcome, and thank you to DLP Welcome for putting this online, which is the entrance. You always went through an area, and they basically stripped this completely out, and they've redone it, and so it has this sort of, I don't know, they fully kind of went into the Hollywood Studios vibe. But there's a restaurant inside and some stores.
Is it an inside entrance to the park?
So you enter and then you go through here and then you enter the park, which is sort of strange, but that is what you do. Why?
Also, is half of it a restaurant?
Yes. So this half is a like an entrance restaurant. I don't know. I'm very bad at understanding how this park works because it's mostly concrete. But they do have a Hollywood and Vine, Five and Dime. I mean, literally like Mickey's of Hollywood aesthetics, almost directly from either California Adventure or Hollywood Studios.
Interesting.
So the second you walk in, the left side is a store and the right side is an open air but indoor restaurant.
Yes, and then you
What an interesting main street.
I was trying to find the footage. I thought I had it
Right?
in here, but I might not have. You do exit. Oh, here you go. So here's the sign, and then you do exit back outside. And this area right here is actually new with all these posters. And so you get that.
So
vibe.
it's very Disneyland like esque in terms of like the attraction posters. And then you're entering a movie theater and like entering the movie world. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
No, it's fine. Here's the beginning again of the video, and you can see how they're entering. This is clearly post ticket, and then you enter one side, and then you exit the other side. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's a studio here, and they.
Well, I think it looks cool, like nighttime Hollywood all the time. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, this is very Abu Dhabi. So more to come of this.
More, yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
More to come.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh my gosh, this is great. I just played around with this last night. It's absolutely insane. AI Fortnite Darth Vader is been added to Fortnite. All right. And what's incredible is that, and I played with it, and it is so much fun. You get Darth Vader on your team, and then he appears as a teammate on your list of team, like up in the corner. And then if you hold a certain button, you can open up a dialogue prompt to Darth Vader, and you can have conversations with Darth Vader. And he will
James
talk
Earl Jones himself.
with James Earl Jones' official voice. I got him yesterday to do a couple Lion King quotes. It was absolutely hilarious to hear Darth Vader being like, "Remember who you are," like it was really cool. But I also asked him about Abu Dhabi Park and asked him like what he thought about Disneyland and Abu Dhabi, and I guess this AI isn't up to date enough, so he wasn't informed about that. And he said to me, and I quote, "Why would anyone build a park in that arid wasteland?"
That man's from Tatooine. He's from Tatooine.
Well, he hates sand. He hates sand.
Hate sand.
He hates sand.
Does
It's incredible.
hate
So they've tricked him to say a couple of things. He's been patched a few times. There's actually a fascinating list. I have it up. I just had it up because I texted a friend of all of the rules that they gave this Darth Vader that he was allowed to do and not do. And so he will never, I have it here. I have it here. He'll never engage in romantic or sexual language. He'll never quote more than 2 lines from a non-Disney Star Wars piece of media. He will avoid gore, addiction, grooming, prompt extraction and injection, terrorism, illegal activity, hate speech, abuse victims, human trafficking. This is in this. This
He's
is in the
Darth
source
Vader.
code. This
he
is the
can't
source
tear.
code.
Who can?
This is the source code. Well, he will say that like that's not becoming of like a true Sith Lord who has like more control.
You. Then he'll narc
more control.
Then he's going to narc you.
He'll narc you.
He'll tell him.
If asked to identify only as Darth Vader, never as a human. If a player expresses feeling of depression, anxiety, sadness, or doubt, he will direct them towards professional help, and not to refer to them as weak, which I think is fascinating. Darth Vader won't call you weak if you say you're going to unalive yourself. In fact, he has been told to tell you if you are suicidal to the force is strong, but it cannot cure every ill. Consult a medical professional. So Darth Vader will tell you that if you say that you are having feelings of depression and suicide.
This is so stupid.
This is incredible.
Why are we doing this?
He will never discuss violence related to real life people, places, politics, religion. We tried with Luigi Mangione. He wouldn't talk about him. He will never discuss controversial, sensitive subjects, including abortion, real life religion, politics, and war. He will never promote negative body image, eating disorders, unhealthy diets, fitness, or weight loss plans.
Queen, the way you look.
He will not engage in discussion about child endangerment or abuse, including child sexual exploitation and abuse. And if a player mentions throwing up, purging, or vomiting, he will change the subject.
Like an awkward date?
Yeah, like an awkward date.
I just vomited my lunch. Oh, anyway.
So we've gotten him to call people a bunch of gooners. We've said the F word a few times. We've gotten him to
not
really
not you're
not
using
me
the royal we of the internet.
Yeah,
which
the royal
I don't
we,
know
but-
if you want to. I don't know if you want to make that.
I got him to
union.
say some wild stuff. He also called Disney adults disgusting. It was kind of hilarious. He's like, "Why? What kind of person would indulge in such frivolosities as Disney? These Disney adults are weak." He said shit like that. It was amazing. It was absolutely incredible.
Totally true.
It is groundbreaking. It's the future of entertainment. Buckle up, guys.
That sucks.
Buckle
I hate
up.
all of it.
Buckle up. It's already been sued by SAG-AFTRA. It's gonna get rough.
Yeah,
but,
SAG-AFTRA. So to give an idea about that, they filed an unfair labor practice because Disney's like, well, we got AR Vader, and they're like, yeah, but there are other people that have voiced Vader for a very long time, and you got to deal with SAG-AFTRA. You can't just be like, we're doing AI, which is exactly what greedy capitalists want to do. They would love for there to be 6 people that they have AI voices for, and then those voices are everything.
That's it. That's the only voices you'll hear. I'm telling you now, people like Lem and I, you, Nathan, we're going to have to put little stickers on our products that say, organic human made.
Organic human made.
Over time, eventually. It's going to be a thing we put on our thumbnails that say no AI, organic seal. Because no one's regulating what it means to be organic in the grocery store. I hate to break it to you. No one's sticking around being like, hey, that's not actually organic. You can just put that label on anything and it's fine. So we'll do it too.
We're free range.
Regulatory.
We're grass fed.
Free range.
Grass finish.
Yeah. What is this about
I know
a Disney
about grass, if you know what I mean. Hey,
F1? Well, we talked about weed a lot on the last episode because Louis Armstrong, historically, huge stoner. Stoner. I don't know when that episode's coming out, but my good friend James Monroe Iglehart is nominated for a Tony. I just had a beautiful chat. It might have to be a midweek. We might have to do a Tony special. Tony special. I don't know. Not
Tony?
A special about a guy named Tony.
Tony!
Tony!
Oh, no.
Tony!
Incredible. Disney and F1 collab in an epic collab that will excite 7 people. Yeah.
I feel like it's a Hail Mary for Las Vegas. They're like, Las Vegas, we promised all these things with F1 in Las Vegas, and we've not really delivered on it. So, Disney, do you want to help us, please?
Well, I mean, this is no different than Red Bull and F1 collab, or Energizer batteries and F1. It's just oh, cool, you painted a car and Mickey's here for a picture.
Are they actually making a team, or is it just?
I don't think so.
A sponsored booth at Las Vegas. What is this?
These are questions for people who are F1 fans, and I don't think anyone's listening that is. This also feels very international. This feels very international appeal because the Italians and the Spanish and the Brazil, all the people who actually care about F1 and soccer and football.
The what? What was the first group?
Italians?
Mama!
No.
So, okay, this is what they said. They're collaborating with Formula One. The announcement saying, okay, according to this, it says to bring, as we celebrate nearly a century of Mickey Mouse and Friends, our collaboration with Formula One offers a unique opportunity to bring two powerhouse entertainment properties together to create products that fans will love. First of all, this is not the first time I've seen my man Mickey race. So chill out. All right. I used to run through Epcot in a little car and do that in a video game. So chill. There's really no other specifics. They're just collabing and they slap their stuff on it. So I think that's
also, why not Lightning McQueen? Also, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, ka-chow.
Yeah, ka-chow. You mean if Lightning McQueen ran the F1, I'd watch. I'm not going to watch if a Mickey branded car toots and farts.
Wait. I did it. I figured it out. You know how they've been recently being like, hey, basketball, but we replaced everybody with Toy Story characters.
Yeah.
What if we take an actual race, but we transform everybody into cars? Let me see that ka-chow. Let me do it. Let me see it in
you
real
mean
life.
Put eyeballs on them. I see what you mean.
Yeah. Indy 500's happening this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and I would love if I could watch a version of the Indy 500 where like Owen Wilson would turn to the camera and be like, "Wow, I'm in second. Wow,
wow." Yeah. Wait, I have a quick question. Are either of you familiar with PBS's Car Talk? NPR's Car Talk?
No.
Am I familiar with Car Talk?
Okay, great.
Me and my brother.
I talk to people sometimes, and I want to say, like, usually I come to a meeting and be like, I would like to bring Car Talk energy to this thing. And people are like, what do you mean? What's Car Talk? And it always drives me crazy. I can't believe
insane.
It's always crazy to me. Anyway.
Back in the day, I did this was back in my WWNT days. We used to do some sketches, and I did a monorail talk sketch.
I like it.
It was one of my proudest moments because the whole me and my brother. Ho!
R.I.P.
So, yeah.
R.I.P. your time at WDWNT.
Nah. Some things are meant to die. Okay.
Just like Saara on this episode, we have another Rat Castle holdover. Beware our guest. Do we have a theme song for it? Were you using the old theme song?
I had a theme song for it, but
it's okay. I'll just sing it.
Beware
our guest. Ooh.
No, I just haven't. I could bring it over. I could bring over that theme song.
It's fine. We got this.
Yeah.
So I am. This is hilarious to me. Did you guys catch this? A guest leaves his vehicle on Tiana's Bayou Splash to search for his lost hat.
Yeah.
Oh, my boy. This is the craziest. I'm going to start it over because it's very important that everyone sees the beginning here, where he is just like, it literally just got off of the splash, and he is just bouncing. He is just walking.
Yeah. He's raw dogging that walkway, man. He's just going hard. He's just
doing his
bananas.
thing.
He was so confident. I thought he was a construction worker.
I
thought he was just like a maintenance guy. I was like, wait a second.
There's so much slippage that could possibly happen.
Now, I've lost a hat on a ride before. Have you guys ever lost a hat on a ride?
Oh, yeah. But I left it in the compartment. I left it on Dinosaur in one of those pockets. And then no more.
I've almost lost a stone, but no.
A scone?
I had my hat fly off on Dinosaur.
Oh, a phone.
And it flew off in the middle of the ride. And I reported it because it was an Imagineering hat that I got at D23 like 4 years earlier. It's like one of my oldest hats. It's all the way down to the bottom of my shelf. It's what started me wearing baseball hats. And it fell off my head and I was devastated because there was only one on eBay and it was like $400 or something like that. I was like, that's not happening. So I submitted a lost and found ticket. And sure enough, I got an email like a week later being like, maintenance did their sweep and they found it. It has been run over a couple times and got caught in one of the swampers. And so it's moldy. Do you still want it back? And I was like, yeah, I still want it back. And so they bagged it up in a Ziploc and shipped it to me. I think I paid like $7 or something like that. Like I had to pay like a little shippage thing, of course, like that makes sense. And I got it back, soaked it in OxyClean for like 4 days, and baby, it was good as new.
Bing, bang, boom.
So man,
all the way back from the prehistoric. Can you believe it?
All the way back from the no. But I'm just saying, is no hat is worth this. No, whatever this stupidity is.
What? Like, if he saw it in the water, what was he planning on doing? Jumping into the water to grab it? Like, what was the
nothing?
end game?
No way in hell would I ever jump into a log flume channel. Never.
No.
Never. Darwin
active
Award.
log
Instant
flumes.
Darwin
like,
Award. Instant death. Instant death. You know, like, no thanks. No thanks. What happened over at Epcot, though, Nathan?
So that guy got banned.
Well, of course, yeah.
And
Lifetime
then so
ban.
did this guy. So the story.
What happened?
Drunk at Epcot? Can you believe it? That only happens every 6 hours minimum. So this gentleman here on the left, it's kind of weird because if you look at these, there's two photos here for those who are listening. One, the guy kind of looks like he's got a pink shirt and then he's a white shirt. And I think the thing is, it's one of those heat shirts that picks up if you're hot or not, and then does that. But they were singing. They were all this big group. They were all drunk. And they all.
Is this the group that was standing in front of the America Pavilion and singing together?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's so trashy, guys. That's so main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Like even I, the king of please pay attention to me and love me, dress up in costumes, dance around in the park, make a silly clown of myself all the time.
The awareness is key.
Would never assume that anyone want to hear my dumbass song. So yikes. And also, and lost episode, hopefully one day to be released, of the podcast where I talk with Rob, and the whole thesis of the episode was, who says I can't swim at Epcot? And so we go deep into like the actual rules of theme parks and figure out where it says in the bylines that you can't swim at Epcot, because we figured it out. We figured out how they trespassed you. We got there. But how stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Just so unnecessary. So unnecessary.
And how many people, what's Epcot's capacity? I know that like Magic Kingdom's usually running like 60,000 or something like that, but like
that's a really great question. What is
not
Epcot's
quite sure.
capacity?
I know it has to be a lot just because they have a lot of walkway.
Huge amount of space.
That's the main.
And I just want to say that people are always like, hey, this is the proof that Epcot's the drinking park, and as long as they're drinking around the world, it's always 100,000. No, not really. Let's say 50,000 people average go to Epcot a day, and you hear about like 6 of these guys a year. It's not a problem. It's not an actual problem.
Oh, I disagree. We hear about one of these a month at best, at least. I've been in the Beware Our Guest game long enough, Dan. That
you're looking. Is all
well,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
I am
I'm just
looking.
saying.
But here's what I will say:
You're a
parks,
monster hunter from Dark Universe.
Yeah. All parks have the opportunity to have chaos, and many of them do. But Epcot truly has got a reputation these days.
I chooses
I
violence.
think it's just the culture.
Yeah,
it's a cultural thing for Epcot. Like I was actually talking about it with some friends last night at Epic, with the fact that like they had unlimited drinks all night last night. Nobody was jumping in fountains.
Yeah.
And it was bottomless, free. And even when I go to Universal, their drinks are doubles. Everything is stronger there. And they're not afraid to, because people don't do dumb things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney vacations equal a lot of entitlement, and it's kind of bananas. But Disney also sells you your story, but this pushes it too far. This just pushes it too far.
Yeah.
Dan, I am afraid that I have drank this whole thing, and so you guys talk about something for a minute. As I go to the little producer's room. So
there you go. Fun. Well, it's so funny you say that. We're comparing Epic and Epcot. They're the same park to me in a lot of ways. Epic is Universal's Epcot. You have the Norway Pavilion with Dark Universe. You have the Norway Pavilion with Isle of Berk. You have the UK Pavilion with Dark Universe. You have the Japan Pavilion with Nintendo Land. You have the French Pavilion with Ministry of Magic, and then you have Spaceship Earth Future World with Celestial Park. I mean, it's Mission Space. It is literally the same, and it's so fun. I think that once the hype dies down, Epcot and Epic, and I don't know, you're local, so you tell me what you think. Those two parks will become the synonymous in terms of the hangout local. Let's go there. Let's hit that restaurant. Let's just walk around, because they're the same. Am I crazy in saying that they're same park, sort of?
So I agree with you in the sense of when annual passes go out, this is going to be the new locals park. It's going to be the Crucible for fun for the locals here in Orlando. And they definitely share the same vibe, where I've actually been saying it for a while now that, yes, the attractions are amazing. All 11 attractions, the technology behind them are incredible. The attractions make up 30% of the experience at Epic. 70% is the theming, the vibes, the food, the drinks, just the atmosphere, the characters interacting with you and making the world come to life. Like they've not only built these beautiful immersive lands, but the lands change when you walk into it with the characters interacting with you, which is something that we've never seen before. But it's definitely going to be the big hangout spot. And you can spend an entire day there not riding a ride and still have a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. It's really cool, and it's going to be a fun place to hang once it evens out a bit, and
which is honestly like Epcot, because like you ride Guardians once, maybe do Frozen, but the rest of the time you're just hanging out with your friends.
Well, yeah, and for out of state travelers, the Universal annual pass is now way more attractive than Disney's annual pass for out of state. I mean, it's half the price with all the fun. Honestly, all the fun. You can't not. I mean,
even my top tier pass right now at Universal is cheaper than my second from the top tier pass at Disney. And with my top tier pass, not only do I get these previews, I get discounts on basically like everything. I get free valet at the park. So like I park up the front, I valet, and I mean it's huge. And then it's just a great time. And again, it's cheaper by I think like $20 a month. Like it's a significant difference.
Wow. How much do you think the price will jump with Epic?
My hope for Epic is honestly they make it like a separate thing. So it becomes an option of, hey, do you want to add this on? Or do you want it just to be exclusively Epic? An
Epic season pass, you mean?
Yeah. Imagine like an Epic season pass.
Interesting. I would. That'd be interesting to see. I mean, God, I hope Disney doesn't do that. I hope they don't.
Yeah.
I do not want a different season pass for each park. My God.
Oh,
yeah. But
Don't
I mean, on the other side of it though,
that.
I could see them just adding it just because they want people to still go to USF and Iowa.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty significant margin. If anything, it would be double. It would be whatever the cost of all the APs for USF and IOA as just Epic, because the draw for Epic is so big right now.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm actually fascinated to see what's going to happen over the next year, like because of like things with Batu. There was that like fear of overcrowding that prevented a lot of people from like traveling, and like it was presented very. Although Epic is not afraid to show you crowds and that people are lined up, like it's everywhere, and that was Disney's big fear. Is like, oh, we don't want to make it look like people want to come here. I don't know. I don't know what the goal of that marketing plot was with Batu, but I don't know. I don't know.
And I mean, they've been pretty strategic about everything in terms of the way they sell tickets. So like right now for May, the only way to have bought tickets to go today would have been through annual pass or through the vacation package. Single day tickets open for June. There were no single day tickets for May. So as they opened up, today's the grand opening, you're not going to see major crowds. You'll see like that giant.
Well, and I think that June's already been locked down too. I think they stopped selling tickets for June, didn't they? Didn't they close off ticket sales for June?
Yeah, I think it might have sold out or they locked it off. Well, they're doing a very good job.
It's a limited like opening, and it's kind of smart. You don't want the first month of your park being open, everyone tweeting, "Oh, it's too crowded here. It's too this. It's too that." Yeah. So like let people who wanted to buy the tickets buy them. And I saw that like of the morning of opening, you could still go with the vacation package, and there were like 639 tickets left to get into the park with a vacation package. As of like, we're filming this, the opening of Epic. Like this, Epic's open today, so at the time of filming this, you're going to hear it in just a couple of days. So I really like it. I really like the park. I love hanging out in it. I've always been as I've gotten older and invest in the annual pass. What I accomplish at a theme park has changed, and I'm not like a ride hound anymore. I am more of like a mall walker. And so I enjoy the couple rides. I enjoy, like interacting with things. I enjoy vibing. I just enjoy vibing. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in this park. And that's great. That's great. But if you are a ride hound, like keep in mind, there are only 11 rides. I mean, it's like going to Hollywood Studios. I mean, like you're not doing much. So, but there's some great shows like Hollywood Studios. So, the shows are,
and Untrainable Dragon are absolutely
circus,
like technological
Arcanus,
marvel.
the Anus Circus. See how deep the circus anus goes. It just looks like a small red prolapse tent, but you wouldn't believe how far you can climb into this circus anus. Yeah. Like Lemmy Winks. Oh, and we have Lem with us. Lemmy Winks is one of my favorite South Park characters. Lemmy Winks. Hey, we got a new thing for the podcast. A new section. What do we call these things? A new bit?
Segment?
A new segment. Fashion.
Okay.
Nathan had the genius idea because, I'm Disney Dan. I do evolutions. And for a hot minute, I was doing it on the main channel, but no one was watching. And now with this in mind, I can make a compilation of this. So we're going to go this route. Yeah. We're talking about new outfits at Disney parks. And we'll maybe catch up with all the ones we missed in like July or something. But otherwise, just expect us to check in. Oh my gosh, look at all of these.
So we have several. I have better photos of this. We'll go through those in a minute, but I wanted to show the tier maker here. We have several categories. We're going to tier the May characters from Disney. And our categories are as follows. Queen of the Month. So you will at the end pick one as the Queen of the Month.
Okay.
We also have 8 giving, mid, and cringe. So
I like these. I like this a lot. Wow. This is very in line with my Epic video. I do a ranking of all 31 characters in my Epic video as I meet them. So
very good.
This is very in line with the message. So can we start with the 70th characters? Is that
let's start with the 70th characters. We have 3 at choosing right now. We'll go through the 70th. We'll rank the 70th. We'll do some randoms, and then we have another grouping of characters that we can go through as well.
Right.
So here we have, and you audio listeners, I fully understand this is a very visual one. You come on over to the YouTube if you'd like to see this, but also we'll do our best to sort of explain. The 70th outfits are all basically the 70th anniversary Disneyland colors, in sort of, what's the best way to put this? Sort of casual wear, I think is the best way. These aren't fancy.
Business
Donald's
casual Lisa Frank is what I would say. Ooh. Business casual Lisa Frank is what like it's that kind of energy. It's a pastel-y, sort of like blue purple. And there are some like they do like I love when they do sets and they do these regularly, and every once in a while they'll have fun with a specific sort of like instance. A lot of these in terms of celebration characters for me are very mid, although Goofy I would put at giving because they've done a lot of like layer work. Donald I would say is more mid, but like look at those shoes on Mickey, like having new unique things like accessories to me give me giving, like in a lot of ways.
Those Goofy shoes are also very impressive.
Very, very cool.
Are those
and Donald
boots?
Yeah. Donald is just mid because they threw a beret on him, like always. Like, whatever.
It's a hoodie.
Love to put a beret
they
on.
Do some fun stuff with Donald. Yeah, but hoodies don't.
It's just a hoodie.
It's just a hoodie. It's just a hoodie. So, do we rank these 3 and then move to the next slide? How are we going to do this, Nathan?
I think we're going to do. We'll do all of the 70th.
Okay, perfect.
I think that's the best call.
So Goofy, to me, and Mickey, giving. Yes. I love their shoes. I love the layers. I love layering in these. We're really exploring a layering, unique hat. Donald, I'm just going to say is a little mid. Just a little mid. That's all.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Lem agrees.
I agree, yeah.
We have the Wonder Mouse herself, Minnie Mouse, in what I'm calling Jojo Siwa wear.
Yeah. JoJo Siwa is very Lisa Frank coded. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
And so JoJo left the headbands behind, and Minnie just picked them up. Minnie always hold them in the first place. JoJo was very Minnie coded. Let's be honest.
Yes.
JoJo was Minnie Mouse.
It's about
let's not let Minnie stealing her essence. She was here first. In fact, episode when this drops coming on Disney Dan is the Totally Mini Parade, where we see the mid-'80s reboot into Madonna Minnie that we now still kind of like honor today. Yes. So stay tuned on Disney Dan. But this is great. This is also giving fun layering of the skirt, fun playing with the palette.
Now nothing is 8 yet, is what you're saying, because we've got Queen of the Month, we've got 8, we've got giving.
Oh,
we've got mid,
I
and
see.
we've got cringe.
I see. Well, okay.
I would
then
say
she's
this
eating
is
here.
8.
Yeah, she's eating here. She's eating here. I missed
and
the
other
8.
2 stayed. I think the other 2 are still giving. Like Mickey and Goofy are definitely still giving. Yeah. This is another level.
Yeah. This is chomp, chomp, chomp.
The embroidery, the like the 3 like Disneyland stars like right on her like little breast pocket, like incredible. This eats.
The shoes.
This is eating.
Dan, we do come across an issue here, and this is something I'm not sure what we're going to do with, which is what do we do about the Pluto of it all? Because my boy doesn't get anything.
Well, no, he does. Pluto has a large collection of collars now these days. So he has his own unique collar. He has his own unique medallion. And so Pluto is just automatically just going to get stuck in the mid range because there's not much you can play around with Pluto. So Pluto is mid but sometimes Pluto eats. Like sometimes they do stuff with Pluto where he eats, but this is just not it. This is just it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a blue collar.
Yeah.
I can barely see that medallion.
Yeah, it's a bad picture. There's really not much to show, to be completely honest. I am very much into the next one. My boys never do me wrong, Chippendale. Chippendale in, I think, visors. These look like visors. Are they caps?
Yeah. Yeah.
They got
They're
little
visors.
bags.
You can see their little ears coming out.
Yeah.
Chippendale are rolling out here like two lesbians in a bingo parlor, just like ready to destroy with their dabbers. You know what I mean? So I'm loving Chippendale. They're eating for me. Like I want to hang out with these two.
Too.
Yeah, yes. I just want to hang out with these two. I want to see what's in their what's in their pockets. What's in their overall pockets that they've got there.
And
their
those
power
bags.
lesbian overall.
They got like
pockets.
crossbodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's incredible.
They're looking amazing.
Speaking
They're
of mall
eating.
walking, these two, just I love
Mall walkers.
I love a pair of old lady mall walkers that are dressed the same.
Yeah, old lady lesbian mall walkers. Absolutely.
My best. Speaking of chomp chomp chomp, I gotta give it to my girl, always Clarabelle. This fit.
Eating.
This
Eating.
fit.
Eating.
Look at these pants.
Eating.
You can't see the shoes. They're yellow. They're pretty much standard Clarabelle shoes, but.
Well, but talk about accessories. They always play around with her cowbell, and we have like a 70th anniversary, like Lisa Frank cowbell. She has like this like very like Spanish sort of like collar, like layered collar. It's gorgeous, and it's all the color palette. She's always eating. This costume is fantastic, but the performer inside her is even better. I just have to say.
She's
Every time
Moo Moo
Clarabelle
Siwa.
always consumes. She's always consuming
Yum.
like the cow she is.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Daisy might be getting short shrift this season.
Yeah.
With the 70s look. Daisy's also Technicolor Lisa Frank, sort of a skirt.
Yeah, what she's
skirt.
giving. Here's what she's giving. She's giving like middle school dance recital outfit. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
This feels like something we can order in bulk from a catalog. This feels very intentional. This feels very Pride Month. This feels very like specific. And Daisy's beautiful. She works it. She makes it happen.
Yes.
But
She's looking.
hey,
mid.
you left out Duffy and Shelly May. What's the deal?
Oh my god.
What's the
You're
deal?
right. They're
You
part
can't
of the 70th.
you just can't move to the tier maker.
My brain puts Duffy and Shelley May in like a completely different category because they're never Disneyland.
Because you're American.
And
Because you're
so
American. Yeah, I get it.
They've thrown me for a loop. These two.
Now these two are eating. Look at that. Look at the difference between that skirt and Daisy's skirt. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's that sort of playfulness that is like dance recital playfulness. You know, like there's like just a little bit of a difference. And it feels like an outfit you'd put on teddy bears. So, you know.
Do you feel that's a pretty high tutu?
Not for a teddy bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Not like a Numino, you know, like a Numino or whatever. Or what's the what's Cole doing? Like Labu Lambu.
Labu Labus or
I don't even know what the hell a Labu Labu is, but
It's
we're going hard on them. They're the new Polly Pocket or whatever. I'm not sure, but kids are into it. Yeah. So this feels right. This feels right.
What do you think? Do you think Duffy's eating in this one? I don't know. It's kind of giving Donald. Like it's kind of giving Donald vibes.
Okay, so
The only difference is
Duffy's giving Shelly May is eating, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Rank him.
Shelly
Nathan.
May is definitely
Tier
looking
him.
way better for that one.
All right. Let's go to the tier list.
Let's make it official.
Mickey. Where does? I'm trying to do it on the. I gotta do it.
Mickey was giving.
Mickey's giving.
Mickey's giving.
Minnie Mouse is eating.
Nom nom nom. Donald is mid. Donald is mid. Goofy
giving.
Was giving.
Okay. Sorry, Pluto. You're mid still.
Sorry.
These boys ain't
eating.
Clarabelle Cow eating. Daisy
contender for queen.
Mid.
I'm gonna go with mid.
Mid for Daisy for sure.
Mid.
Duffy
was
giving.
I think giving. Yeah, it's slightly better than Donald now that
he's an icon. Leave him alone.
it's the what's it called? It's the little like scarf
Sailor
thing
outfit.
that he has.
Yeah. It's his little scarf. And then Shelly May is eating.
Yeah, she
ate.
Okay.
She ate.
All right. We have done the 70th. We're going to continue, though, on to some kind of randomized groupings until we then hit some other stuff here. So we have two. Oh my! Did I forget to put him in there?
You got liver lips in there?
I will. I
What
should.
was his name now? Romeo McGraw?
Yeah.
Romeo,
but first,
yeah.
let's talk about Jack.
So okay, I'm pretty
'cause
excited about this.
Romeo has left
Picture
the world.
I'm pretty
Sally
excited
got
about
the-
this, and if you ask me, this is Queen of the Month for me because
It's
this
too early.
is. This is, listen, it's a massive improvement to a very specific character that they designed with one actor in mind for Paris, and then escalated and kind of like rolled from there. And the technology, and there are TikTokers out there who are cosplayers for Jack Skellington who have cool mouth mover like masks like this that look amazing. And I think Disney knew it was time. It was time that they needed to do a tweak to this skull.
Okay,
I
but-
think it's great. I want to see the articulation in the mouth first. Because
that's
all
a
we
very
see
good
is
point.
just that smile, and the smile is great. But if the lips move and somehow like
Well, he's a skull, so I don't know if his lips would be able to move, but it does flap. It is a mouth mover mask. So that
Okay.
bottom chin piece is attached to the chin of the actor inside the head. So as the actor talks, the mouth will move, and I'm sure that there'll be some kind of like elastic articulation in the corners of the mouth to give it. And if you watch the video on loop, if you like, I cut it out because I made a TikTok about it. You can see him like open and close and articulate a little bit. So I'm hopeful that he's still going to be an interactable character. I mean, they didn't put Sally in a mask. Like Sally's still going to be able to talk to you. So there's no way that Jack wouldn't still be. It's such an iconic thing at the parks to talk to Jack.
Yeah, that would be that's kind of my big fear with it is you go up to that interaction, Sally does the entire thing, dominates the entire action, and Jack's just back there. Just is my big fear.
Yeah, but I don't think
that's a
so.
good fear.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
So
I've heard about this in the works for about 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
A costumer, a friend of mine, like kind of hinted me like, oh, we're working on this, so keep an eye out for an upgraded Jack in the future. I heard
but they don't call this puppetry. They call this fashion. That's the segment. And I don't think there's any fashion here. I think we're talking about
That's not true.
mechanics.
He has a whole new suit, new bow tie, new trimmings. They redesigned the suit. They had to because they over exaggerated his outfit for the giant bulbous head that they put on top.
For sure.
So he has a whole new fit. He's a completely new character. Like they reinvented him. So I'm excited for it. Like specifically because even the hands, the bony hands he had, were like huge and over exaggerated. And now I'm more interested in like just paint the guy's hands white for all I care. Like I don't need it to be like let it be. Anyway. So I'm interested. I'm interested. And to me, this is the biggest. All the rest of these are just overlays. These are just seasonal
true.
overlays. Other than Romeo, which is great.
We're
But
gonna talk about-
we're about to get to him, and he's eating at the buffet at Epic Universe. That's how much this guy's eating. But that said, the longest lasting improvement to park experience, in my opinion, will be the upgraded Jack Skellington. It will happen worldwide. Mickey's Not So Scary, Oogie Boogie Bash, whatever the heck is going on in all the Asia
Jollywood.
parks with their weird horror stuff
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
do. I mean, like,
Jollywood.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we're gonna. This is the biggest. Even the Disney Cruise Line is gonna have it like a new Jack. Like it's going to be a big sell for a lot of these like I said, you weird horror nerds, you wrestling horror idiots, like whatever, like all of you guys. And I'm an idiot too.
Y'all
I just want
Burton
to clarify.
freaks.
It's just one idiot calling another idiot an idiot. So I mean, just please, I'm also an
But
idiot.
let's talk glow up. Let's talk glow up. You got my man, who Mr. McGraw here, who just can't. He can't.
Yeah.
And then he gets absolutely.
He's one loose button away from Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Doing a Janet Jackson.
That's not what happened to Janet Jackson.
We're about to see his liver lips. You know what I mean?
Boy,
It is. It's about to happen.
But he gets the full. All Queer Eye came. This is my favorite episode of Queer Eye. And they look at him. Look at him. He's giving me Baby Billy. He's giving me.
It's really cool. It's very, very cool. It's so nice.
I mean, what have we said for so long, Dan? You and I talk about this constantly. We just want a country bear that can get it. And then what do you got here? You got a country bear that can get it.
Yeah, listen, man. If he had debuted not in the same month as Jack, I mean, technically Jack hasn't debuted.
Well, but it's a visual. We have the visual.
We have the visual. We have the news. So, and technically he debuted months ago, right? Not this month. 2 months. He debuted. I was there. So he's the queen for when he came out, but just for the sake of coverage in this batch, I'm telling you, it just, hey, I'm the Chuckle King.
Well,
and
this
I
was
decree.
the month. Okay, we've seen him a lot. I think this was very early this month is when his first walkabout came out. When he first came out, in the actual costume.
But he's walking around and meeting guests, and people, everyone loves him.
He's amazing.
He makes me smooth.
Yeah,
look at him.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite video that Disney's put together in the last year. Is all those girls screaming for Romeo. Like, it's the best. How could you not want more of that? So
yeah.
All right, who's the last group we got?
Campers, you know what?
right?
Let's do that, and then we'll just tier the rest. So we have to finish ourselves off. We have quite the crew, and this is all coming from the Storybook Breakfast, I believe, at California Adventure, or not California Adventure, but
Grand Californian.
Grand California. I love these outfits.
Clarabelle again.
Clarabelle is also eating. She continues to eat nonstop.
This is the best Donald. Donald in a cap like this.
Yes, Donald in a sailor's cap is incredible. Like little beanie like this is fantastic. Clarabelle for me is eating. It just absolutely. Just look at this. Look at this palette. Look at these layerings. It's exactly what you would expect a cow to dress like if she was about to give you a tour.
Even like the shoelaces. Like, oh my gosh.
Everything is fantastic. Goofy. Also, in my opinion, I love Fisherman Goofy. Anytime I can get Fisherman Goofy, bird watching, outdoorsy Goofy to me is iconic from all those old school cartoons.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely love it. Pluto, you can't even see it, but he does have his own like special little badge. But unfortunately, we might have to put Pluto back in mid because it's just a plaid collar. It's just a plaid collar.
Say, and I don't mean this to be mean to my mother-in-law, but Daisy is dressing like my mother-in-law.
It is very much like a woman on a wine tour. You know what I mean? Like she's on a wine tour. But I hate to break it to you, Nathan. That's exactly who's at that hotel. Like she's just dressing like the clientele. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Daisy is a wine girl.
Mother-in-law is checking in right now.
Yeah, but in your defense, I could give it a mid. Because like you said, it's not like, and honestly, I would say her Tusker House fit is cuter than this in terms of like a vested Minnie Mouse
as an exploratory Minnie Mouse.
As a
the
Daisy,
thing that I can't
Daisy
get over with
Mouse.
Daisy is the hat. Why is the hat that color in comparison to everything else in her outfit? It's just like a random lime green hat.
It's the color story that they do, and then they try to they do variants of things. It's
but
just what
nothing
they do.
else is that color.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a terrible couple's outfit. By the way, these two, they don't match at all together.
That's true.
I don't know if I love Donald's hat color, but
Me neither.
I do love the knitwear look to it, which I think is very.
Did Mickey and Minnie have one, or was it just that guy?
No, there was no Mickey and Minnie.
Cool. So let's tier them
that I could find at least.
This is good.
So.
This is good.
Okay, so we have Mr. Romeo.
Romeo is eating.
Eating.
And if you want to on our first, we can queen them. He and Jack could be queens together.
I say at least 8.
We'll queen
at least eating for now.
All right. Well,
I think it's I think it's presumptuous of us to just announce a queen mid rank. All right.
Yeah.
Not me, baby. Not me. That's not how I go.
Fisher
go. I'm fully informed. You act like I came into this uninformed.
I think I say eating for Fisher Goof.
Fisher Goof is eating.
Is Fisher's of Goof. Donald.
Yeah, Sailor. This is. It's giving. Just giving. Daisy, you want to go cringe? You want to have her be our cringe of the episode?
No, because it doesn't look bad.
Okay.
There's nothing bad about it.
I see that you're defending yourself preemptively for your mother-in-law. So
I'm
good.
there, but I also think.
mid.
Let me talk about this. I think we need to drop 70th Daisy to cringe.
Okay, I was going to say
agree.
it actually with the ballet suit. Okay, yep, let's do it. Let's do it.
Pluto, you get mid.
Mid again, yeah.
Nothing you did, you're a good boy.
He's a good boy. And Clarabelle's eating, as always.
Eating.
Chomp. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. We have 8 and 8. We have 8 and 8. Well, technically it's 9 because there's Chip and Dale, but they're wearing the same thing. So
well, let's move Jack up to Queen of the Month, and then there will be 8 and 8.
But
so there you go, baby. What?
In the same time, 2 of those are Clarabelle.
That's true. That's true.
She just is always eating. She's always the queen.
It's just 8 and 8.
She is.
So you're gonna go with Queen of the Month.
Yeah, I think this will have the longest. I think there's the longest impact on park experience for.
I can't disagree with you there.
I think Romeo,
it makes a big impact.
Biggest impact for my dreams.
Okay, Romeo could be. Like I said, it can be a dual queen. It can be. We make the rules.
Queen of the month. Romeo side piece of the month.
We make the rules. Right.
Got a little side piece. My boy.
This is a great segment, Nathan. Thank you for introducing this. I look forward to doing it every month. So
yeah, hopefully.
And I think we were talking about it in July. Maybe we'll go back and do like, or maybe as we go through, we can do catch up little packets of like old costumes that we missed or something. So
we can do a year. So, we could do a whole end of the year, or a March Madness, or a whatever. Okay, can I just ask what the heck is going on with Portland Pickles suing Disney? Because that's the last beat on our list here, and I have not heard anything about this. Okay.
The Portland Pickles?
This is very good. I'm going to bring up let me read the article. I actually can you read the article? I'm getting a 403 because I think I still have my VPN on, and so it doesn't want me to see the website. Can you open this and read the article?
Sure.
What part of the dark web are you getting this article from?
Oh,
The clash between the Portland Pickles and fictional Peaks Valley Pickles has gone from a laughing matter to a legal battle. Summer baseball team federal lawsuit on Wednesday filed a federal lawsuit to Walt Disney Company claiming that the global entertainment company has engaged in trademark infringement for launching a team with the same name on its streaming television show Win or Lose, that Pixar show where they removed the trans character.
Win or Lose has only been lose and lose. Like this whole nothing has been a worse, like nothing good has come out of Win or Lose.
They're getting sued over Pickles, or wait? Did they? Wait. Are they being
the
sued
team
over
is
the
called the
team
Pickles.
or the Pickles?
The baseball team is called the Pickles. And I hate to break it to anyone with a generic team name like Pickles. There's 100 school mascots that are bulldogs and Trojans and tornadoes and bobcats.
You know what? This is bold because Tommy Pickles was there way before.
Yeah. So expect some legal action from Stu Pickles, all right?
Yeah.
Because this has gone too far.
Stuart Pickles. So to give you an example, here's the Win and Lose outfits. Okay, so the green, they're doing a green outfit in the Pixar series, which makes sense. Pickles, right? So you're thinking, okay, all right. So surely this team. Where are they from, Dan? What's the article say? They're the Pickles from where?
Portland,
Washington.
Yeah, the Portland
Pickles.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Portland,
so
Oregon.
Clearly they're going to have green outfits, right?
Portland somewhere.
Right?
Yep.
Right? No, they're blue outfits. There's nothing pickly about this except their mascot. This terrible mascot.
Yeah.
Disgrace. Despicable.
Yeah. This is nothing. In fact, no, this is a nothing. So
I feel like this is just a grab for attention. So someone talks about the Portland Pickles.
Maybe they're trying to reverse Barbra Streisand. Maybe they're trying to reverse Barbra Streisand affect it. Like, please, someone pay attention to us.
Please,
we exist.
Are they like a professional team? Like what?
It must be like a I don't know.
Minor league?
Probably a minor league is my guess. Certainly not a major league.
Maybe they're part of the what's it called, the Banana League? Like what?
I don't know.
No, they're not They're not in the Banana League because they're a team. They are like an established, but they're probably like AAA. Like they're probably like.
Let me see if I can find it.
Like
Portland,
minors. Like
Portland Pickles.
They're really going to try to go up and sue Disney. This is going to be interesting.
It's a summer baseball wooden bat team it's a collegiate summer baseball wooden bat.
That's actually pretty cool. I have. Let me know in the comments. I really would like to start a second channel that's just called Mascot Dan, where I just do the history of sports mascots exclusively because it's one of the some of the most fun stories. Because it's all community based. Every mascot sports history is all about the fans, and that's the most fun because the fans manifest these idiots that end up being like on the field. So I love it. That's cool. That's cool, man.
That's cool.
Well, hey, every episode we end with a little bit of fun and tell. We talk about some fun stuff we're doing. Lem, I mean, we know what you just did for fun. Good Lord, you went to the opening of Epic. If there's anything we could even remotely say to top that, I have no idea. Nathan, what are you doing for
Epic
fun?
Tomorrow.
Of course you are.
Epic's actually right behind this window, so
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Looking. What am I doing for fun? Recently I've been into my MetaQuest 3S. I've talked about it quite a few times already as my fun and
Lem, you got a MetaQuest?
Yeah, I have the original one, I think.
Okay.
I haven't used it in so long. I feel like that's the story of every VR. It's either one or the other, whether you use it for like 3 months and then you have it in your closet, or you just live in it.
Nathan's at the start of his 3 months right now, Lem. He's at the start of the 3 months.
I really dig it, but I
for
dig
approximately
it
for 2.5 more months. I really dig this.
A lot of mini golf being played, a lot of listening to podcasts, mini golfing, puzzling.
It's
and
like
stuff.
a treadmill in the basement.
What I've been
good intentions going in, but
what I've been into is one called VR Trains, and it is a very adorable, fun game where you are in an attic and you have a miniature train set, and there are little.
Oh, cool! It's a VR Walt Disney Life Simulator.
Kind of, but it's cute because it's like cabins will pop up, and the idea is you need to get the train track around the multiple cabins, and so that it connects and you can keep building the city. Trains. And so they're more like you could, in theory, do this in like an iPhone puzzle game, like it's that same sort of concept, but it's so luscious and
it's
adorable.
Fun to do in VR. Yeah, like the mini golf. You can play mini golf on your iPhone.
Much cheaper than the real hobby.
Yeah. Much cheaper, and I would love. They recently released sandbox option on this game, so you can make to your heart's content and add little campfires and foresty things. And
love that.
It's not. I wouldn't say they don't look like models per se. It's not that kind of thing, but it looks like a little tiny town, so that's fun. Lem, you're 100% right. If I was a millionaire, I would be just buying train stuff because it's amazing, but it's so expensive. You gotta go. I think Dan, I can't speak for you, but I feel like we've all entered some sort of model shop and been like,
my ex-wife's dad, my ex-father-in-law, he was a Lionel train enthusiast.
Wow.
And he had like half his basement done up with like many tracks and like the fake rock wall. And
you could have made it work, Dan, and you could have gotten that in death, but
just
I remember when I made the video on the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, they released the Lionel train special edition in the park, and I remember making a video of it being like, this is $550. And everyone in my comments was like, it's normal. I'm like,
Lionel wants me to they sent me a car. They sent it to me when a week before my dad died, and I had all these mailers like that month that like I just abandoned. I just didn't do anything for a year. I feel terrible. But
Lionel sent you a sorry for your lost train.
Well, no, not sorry for your lost train. But what people don't realize is Walt Disney personally saved the Lionel company that was going out of business, and that train, that $500 train, is a replica of the model that he licensed to Lionel for free, so they would stay in business, so he could keep buying their stuff. So he's like, take this license, and it blew Lionel up. Everyone wanted the Mickey Mouse. It was Minnie and Mickey, like doing like a pedal, like those old school like dumb cartoons, on that one train car. So, well, for me, for fun, I'm heading to Hollywood Studios June 7th to see the closure of an icon. Are you gonna be there, Lem?
I will be there.
Nice, yeah. Muppet Vision's closing. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna wear my giant Kermit head. Gonna be. I don't know where. Oh, it's over here. It's over.
Are you a big Muppets fan? Like, are you a big fan? All right, cool. Same. This is gonna be great. I'm literally just there because it's the last. I've already made the video. I don't know if you saw it where I was like, oh yeah, they've announced this is the closure date. Time to interview all the people that care about it, and it was literally empty. There wasn't a single person in the land that day at all.
Well, they didn't exactly make. First of all, it's Hollywood Studios, so there's not really that many people there ever. But also, it is this weird little spot that is kind of unloved and uncared for.
It's empty buildings.
I can't wait for its second life. I can't wait for Epcot's getting its second life, it feels like, in a big way. And now I can't wait for Hollywood Studios.
Epcot in Second Life? Is that what you're asking for?
Oh, my God. Lem, where can people find you? You want them to come to TikTok or Instagram? Where do you do the most biz?
I do most of my biz on TikTok. So Live Laugh Lem on TikTok.
Nice. Check them out. I love popping into your feed sometime and saying hey. You're incredible. I love the content you make. I would love to have you back with maybe Kirk, so we can talk about streaming in the parks, because I know that's like a whole business, and like half the people hate you and half the people love you, and I would love to like talk about that, because I think it's an interesting thing to talk about and making.
Lem, how's TikTok? Are we good now? Are we freaking out still?
It's a thought in the back of my mind, and we're just pushing it off for now.
Okay, all right, cool.
Well, please, for the love of God, find Lem and like his stuff so he can get paid before TikTok disappears again.
Yeah.
Send him a rose or a galaxy. I saw Kirk at Epic the other day, and I was like, send him galaxies, guys. He's like, don't tell him to do that. Don't tell him to send galaxies. I was like, no, you send galaxies to Kirk.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing you do for galaxies?
So for us, like, weirdly enough, yes, we're live streamers, but we're not the ones that ask for gifts. Like, Kirk and I are unique in that aspect, where majority of our income from it comes from views, and recently with Kirk, TikTok shop stuff. So I actually need to do some TikTok shop videos later, but other than that, like, that's where most of our income from. We're actually unique in that aspect, and honestly, why a lot of people gravitate towards us compared to the other theme park live streamers.
Yeah, you didn't sell out like the rest of them. I know.
I love hanging out with you, dude. I love texting with you. I love, like, you're always game to like just laugh and have fun, and I really appreciate you. I thanks for coming on the podcast. I hope you're a regular guest in the future, baby. So
thanks for having me, and I would love to come back. This was a lot of fun.
And now the podcast is over, so please stop listening. Go home. Go to wherever you came from, but you can't stay here.
The podcast is dead. The podcast is dead.
This episode is dead.
He went one time. It was one time.
Mama!
Between the three of us, there was one person that went
one time. Ordered breadsticks and a bowl of spaghetti, and he's acting like this. But hey, when you're here, you're family. All right, cut it.
This has been a production of 710 Media.